Hello and welcome to Home, the $2 game on Steam. And I'm gonna LP it because I bought it because I had like $1 left in my Steam wallet from a gift thing, and why not? So that was wrong. There we go. Okay, so we have it windowed because Bandicam was really stupid. It was all like tried to do full screen. It'll look full screen to you guys, but it's not for me. So yes, headphones were on, lights were off. All I remembered at that point was finding myself alone. Oh my head. Where was I? It was so dark. There was something by my feet. A flashlight. Alright, so this is us. I can't tell if that's just a shirt or a goatee. What's this? Which I can do. That was the door. That house, where was I? Can't jump. What's this? It's a body lying on the floor. Who was it? How am I supposed to know? Didn't recognize his face. He was still kind of warm. Okay, we heard that. Okay, so that's a body. Oh, that was a cat. Okay. So apparently you can only really interact with the highlighted stuff. You know, logic would dictate to go down there. But I'm not going to. I'm gonna go in this door. Bookshelf? Computer! Alright. Papers on it and a single drawer. I didn't want to snoop, but did I open the drawer? Yes. Seats, pens, and a blurry photo looked like a store of some kind. Why did this look so familiar? I really shouldn't have been going through this stuff, getting my fingerprints everywhere. Blood on the wall. It smelled fresh and sickening. I realized there was blood on my shoes and pants. Oh man. I had to get out of there. Okay. So we got dead body, blood, and a computer. Okay, that was weird. I limped as I moved down the stairs. How did I hurt my leg, I wondered. All I could really recall was coming home, seeing Rachel. I was upset. She looked afraid. I shook my head and tried to clear it. I knew I should head downstairs, try to find a way out. If he was looking for a way out, why would he go downstairs? Bookshelf was full of books on local history and hunting. Well, that was informative. Okay, so there's that door to my right. Oh boy, what's this? The thin gray mouse was stuck in a trap. It looked frantic but exhausted. Sure, I'll let it go. And we'll go in the store. What's this? Ooh, tools. Collection of rusty tools. They look like they've seen a lot of use and were caked in damp-smelling dirt. Why weren't they in a shed? Hope you guys like the narration. Ooh! Found a picture of a couple. Looked like it'd been moved a lot. There seemed to be a switch behind it. Hell yeah, I pushed the switch. To press smoothly into the wall, I heard a faraway click somewhere. Oops, down. Okay. That would make sense. So I think the point of this game is trying to prove that you could still make a horror game in 2D pixels. Or something. I don't know. Oh, I don't like that squeak. Old dining table covered in dirty dishes for 2 people. There were dozens of beer cans and other liquor. Bottles among the dishes. The smell was turning my stomach. And black and white photo looked like the man upstairs and his wife, I guess. No reason for me to keep this. Did I take it? Why not? Slip the photo into my pocket. Maybe this would help me find some answers. Open. And downstairs. Mirror. I looked like hell. My clothes were dirty and torn. There was mud caked all over my shoes. Front door was blocked by a pile of furniture. I knew I had to find another way out. Why couldn't he just move the furniture? Whoa, what was that? That thunder? Door was taped up and seemed to be locked. By the smell, I guess it led to the kitchen. Let's go in this door. The switch in the wall worked. The door had been unlocked. I didn't even know the door was locked, so there. Okay. this? Box looked heavy, but there were marks on the floor. It had obviously been moved before. Maybe I had found a way out. I must have moved it, right? Of course. I heaved the box forward and finally gave. Alright, well, before we do that, we are gonna go this way and go in this door. Bathroom was spotless. Everything had been wiped to a sheen. Wondered if it was the man's wife who did the cleaning. Or him. Gender roles, people. There was a photo development tray lying on the floor. Some leftover negatives were sticking out, but they were pretty blurry. I thought I saw what? Looked like treetops. Okay. And away we go, friends, into this door. And down these spooky stairs. There was a ladder going underground where the box was. Dank smell rose from the passage. I climbed down the ladder. Of course I did. I looked again at the photo I found in the house. The couple looked distant, like they didn't want to be in the same picture. Wondered where the wife was. The leg was in terrible shape. I had to get out. Our guess is that he killed his wife. And this is his house. Footprints in the dirt. Looked like more than one kind, and a lot of traffic. That's my guess so far. I've never played this game. This is a blind run. It was an old map of the town. Places all over were marked. The industrial area near the river, various houses, and even the water tower near the old rail station. The guy upstairs must have done this, but what was his interest in the water tower? Newspaper clippings from the local paper. They were all about murders in town of the last few years. Wait. There were photos. Photos of our house. What the hell was that about? Maybe I should have looked around more, tried to find some kind of information. I did. Work table covered in papers, dirt, and a handgun. I hated guns. I didn't take it, did I? Of course I did. I tucked the small handgun into my pocket. Weight was somewhat, reassuring. Because we have to blast some people. Don't know if it had bullets in it. This looked old and caked with grime. What's with cake in this game? Oh, it's an old stack of faded paper covered with what looked like names that scratched out in illegible notes, written beside them in faded blue ink. I could only make out a few letters. Heave. Hey, Ralpho. None of it made any sense to me. And this guy's got a cool basement. Some kind of homemade rack slung together with poorly cut wooden rope. It was caked again, with old blood. Somebody didn't actually use that, had they? Was this crudely made shelves? They looked like they were holding cans of some kind of corrosive. Labels were worn and slick, but I could see the warnings. Alright, what's this? Looked like a cage. It was small, but there was something coating the bottom. Was it cake? Something wet. Okay, so we can go down more. We're in this door. I'm gonna go in the door. Yeah. Alright, what we got? There looked to be bones half dug into the ground, and the remains looked old. Faded clothes that stuck up amongst the dirt looked familiar. Looked like the clothes a woman was wearing in the photo I found. Was this the man's wife? I don't know. I don't know if it was. I don't even know your name, sir. All I know is you can lift your hand. Not the other hand, just the one hand. Into the sky, like that. La da da. But you don't need to see anything up. That's the... Some kind of old boxes. They looked like they were years old. Wait a minute. These boxes had old clothes in them. Clothes I remember throwing out after Rachel and I moved to town. What the hell were they doing there? Da da da. Ba ba. Oh, that's a giant... I'd say, if that was a giant bat, I would flip out. I remember noticing the broken ladder. I had to be careful. It's not like I can jump. Okay, here's another door. Don't want to go down broken ladders. What? You guys heard that, right? There was a rope hanging there. I wasn't sure how sturdy it was. Did I take it? Of course I have to go down the thing. Make that broken ladder easier to descend. Oh, and there's a skeleton. Oh, what's this? I have the rope down. There must have been a use for it around here somewhere. I don't know why the guy's British. Just seems to help. Rope I found would have let me climb down the broken ladder safely. Did I climb down? Yes. Because if not, there was nothing else to do in the game. Alright, the wall. I can hear a faint hum. The smell from before starts to get worse. Cthulhu's down there. What is that? Bunch of old newspapers, wheat pasted together, message and hastily smeared on it. Keep out, danger due to cave-in. What's that noise? I don't like the noises here. These are bad noises. I could still feel a faint impression of the rope I'd slid down as I pressed against the heavy metal door. It was probably for the best that I hadn't jumped. Aching my leg was bad enough as it was. If I could have, though, I would have run straight out of those awful tunnels. Who would keep such a place? At least I thought I had found that old handgun. It seemed to work, and from the smell of it, it had been used already. I kept the gun in my pocket. It seemed a familiar weight there. I'm telling you, this guy killed people. It was all of him. There was dirt on the ground. It looked wet, and there was grass smeared within. Something's dripping from the ceiling. Let's go up. What we got? Disgusting. It was a mess of filthy garbage bags. There were rips and tears in most of the bags. What looked like an old videotape was sticking out. Of course, we're gonna go find a VCR. It was discovered with the tape. I took it anyway. Hello, John. I'd like to play a game. You were in your own house, but you don't remember it's your house. You killed your wife and other people. I could hear a faint trickling sound like water. What was that? Like sewage. Oh, the exit. I'm not that stupid. Get a knife covered in drying blood. Thinking about it made me sick. I didn't want to touch it. Did I take the knife? Yes, more weapons. My boots, since I had the gun in my pocket. I really need all this. Dude, you're in a place you don't know. You have no memory. You need to defend yourself. I don't like sounds. Door was locked. There was a musty smell from inside. This one opened. Oh no, now I'm talking. Oh boy. I wasn't sure, but I thought it was some kind of regulator. I had no idea how it worked. Of course it didn't. Wasn't sure what those valves were for. Did I turn it anyway? Well, that's not the noise. Alright, that's one. This is two. That was for four. Did I turn it anyway? Yes. In four. We're gonna turn all. Three. Yes. I don't need to read this anymore. Oh, this is gonna be a puzzle, isn't it? Okay. Oh. Okay, I'll turn them all off then. This one's still on. Come on, gotta turn it off. There we go. My guess is that water was pumping somewhere and would block my progress. Alright, well, let's look at the regulator thing again. Through the dust, I could see handprints from previous use, probably from whoever worked in those sewers. Alrighty. By the way, they say this game is... Musty smell from this. They say this game takes about an hour and a half, so I'm gonna try to play through in one sitting. And they will be divided into half-hour videos. So, have fun with that. During those valves must have drained the water that was in this room. There was a ladder I could reach. See, I solve puzzles without even knowing they're puzzles. What's this? Looked like the water drained out of that grate in the wall. Can I move the grate in the wall? Proved much, and the room was damp. Open doors! What's this? Safety posts had definitely seen better days. How old was this facility? Door was locked. I could see a faint light within. And up the ladder we go. Well, this door is locked. Is that a jellyfish? Looks like a jellyfish. I found another dead body, a sewer worker by the wounds all over his face and body. I figured he'd been stabbed repeatedly. There was a key ring sticking out of the man's pocket. Did I take it? Of course I did. Thought about the knife I'd found with some disgust as I carefully picked the keys from his pocket. Almost worried he was going to grab me. Well, this isn't a zombie game so far as I can tell. Oh, look. security camera in the room. There must have been a way to see what had happened. The VHS tape I found could be useful. I couldn't help but wonder if someone was watching me from the other side. Okay. Oh. Keep going. I can smell a hint of fresh air here. I must have been near an exit of some kind. I wonder what did that key I found in the sewer work do? What was on the videotape I found? Oh wait. I could try the key on that locked door. I'm smart. I'll unlock the door. Haha! I'm a genius! What's this? Shelf full of security tapes was strictly organized, though covered in dust. Looked like the tape I had found was the one that was missing from the shelf. Oh, here we go. That's the VCR on the security desk. I wondered what was on the VHS tape I found. Did I play tape? Yes. Video showed a man right there. Somebody had tampered with it. It looked like there could have been two men. Well, that complicates things. I couldn't stand to watch that video again. Can I return the tape? You wondered why it was thrown out. Are you that dumb? Somebody obviously didn't want people to see it. Dummy. Okay, it's loud in here. Hopefully you guys can still hear me okay. My sore leg and the extra weight I was carrying made climbing the ladder difficult. Did I really need that gun or that knife for my journey back, or had I taken them for some other purpose? Thought of that videotape still gave me chills. Who was it that didn't want to be seen, and what was in that locked room? Shook my head as I reached the top of the ladder and heaved at the latch above me. Suddenly the awful smell of that sewer gave way to the dank scent of pine trees. Oh cool, we're outside. I guess I could have opened the other locked door too, huh? Oh well. We journey on an old ladder leading up to the ancient water tower. Ladder needs to be extended so I can climb it. I extend ladder, yes. Popped the latch and brought the ladder down. No, I stood here all day. Cool. Where this thing is. What is this? Patch of smeared dirt and grass. There's a beat up wallet. I thought it was mine. Did I take it? Yes. Slid the filthy wallet into my back pocket. I noticed it didn't contain any kind of gun permit. In fact, it didn't contain any cards or ID of any kind. I thought I should recover my credit card and driver's license. At least. From the railing, I could see over the woods and down to the entrance to the sewers. Had I come through there before? If I did, someone definitely could have seen me. No frickin' duh. Alright, so I guess I went up there to find the wallet, right? Not really much else up here. Oh wait, what does that say? It says Muggle Fuckle. This thing. Rusty door locked tight with an old padlock. Faint sign on the door warned about some kind of train yard. Must refer to the town's only train station. Didn't look like I'd be able to get through there at all. Pity. Oh boy, I'm in the woods. This must have been the entrance to the forest that was mentioned on that map I had seen. Whoever was poking around in those tunnels underneath that man's house had scribbled notes on this place, but I couldn't make them out. The other sign pointed out various campsites and walking paths within the woods. Mentioned a river and maybe a washroom, but the rest was too faded to see clearly. That's a hole. Oh, I didn't want to go in there. It's too late now. So it's trampled into the dirt and grass with a plastic card of some kind. Brushed it off and was surprised to see it was my credit card. Wasn't sure if it was still usable, but it was mine. Did I take my credit card? Yes. Pocketed the credit card. Hopefully I could find my driver's license too. Why does he need it? Not like he's gonna go driving. Through the fence I could see a dilapidated old outbuilding. Wonder if I could find my way around. Well, what's in the other direction? Goatee man. At least I found my credit card. There's so much I can buy in this game. I hesitate to even call this a game. It's not really much gameplay. There's 5 bit there with silver form and a few embers still dead at the bottom. What's this? 2 folding camping chairs were on the ground. One was knocked over. A couple of cans of beer spilled on the ground. Cheap dome tents slept 2 people as shown by flashlight. Inside and could see some bedrolls, 2 backpacks, and a cooler. Except there's nobody in there. Alright, so I came in that one, and this one. We'll go in this one. Rocks. There was some personal effects shoved back into the rock. Yeah, let's read it. Inside the cheap dollar store notebook was page after one page with names and lists. Now they made but the newest page contained several names. Heather, Olivia, Ashley, Cheryl, Iris, Daphne, Holly. Oh, this is gonna be like a girl killer guy. Rachel. Her name was last on the list and had a mark beside in blue ink. Names Daphne and Olivia had been crossed out in the same blue ink. Cheryl, Heather, and Rose had also been crossed out, but these marks looked older and more faded. Creepy! Well, why didn't this guy get a cell phone and call the cops? My question. Okay, so there's another. Oh, what's that? Okay, no, don't something. No. So, considering all these warnings, please let's go in. Okay, sink. Grommy sink has a small patch in it that looked almost clean. A musty wooden plank propped up the stall door. It didn't really seem useful. Did I bother to take it? Sure. I wasn't sure why, but I took the plank. You don't leave things behind in games. Obviously, this is some kind of puzzle solution. No, don't get the plank. It cursed. What? The sign was the same as the first one I had seen. Must have been the exit to the other side of the woods. Oh, good. I had finally found the exit. Once I left, I knew I never wanted to return there. Yeah, because the woods was so scary. There were so many things in it. The dense trees, I could finally start to see some light. I must have been the edge of the forest, though I wasn't sure where the path ahead of me led. I could have almost feel the cryptic notebook in my pocket as I tried to think about what it could mean. Where were the campers who had abandoned their site? Would I meet them too? Though the path ahead of me was less dense, I still felt guarded and wary. Who knew what was ahead? And who knew when my British accent would stop? Squeaky door. As I stepped through the gate, I suddenly recognized the auto parts factory where I had worked as a mechanist for all these years. Of course! The plant had closed almost 3 years ago now. Times were better then. Thought I could hear a faint rustling behind me. Maybe it was just the wind. Maybe it was just your mama. Oh, there's the city. There's a giant hole in the fence, but we're not gonna go there. We're gonna go. Oh boy, something else opened. One of the lockers hung open. Its contents were tossed around like someone had been looking for something. Door was locked shut. There was a little electronic box under the handle. Sign was pasted to the front that said, "Danger, closed for repairs." There was a large power box with 5 lights on it. Cables burst out of the box, snaking out to the other parts of the factory. Metal was starting to wear, and cobwebs had collected on the corners. The box wasn't receiving power. We're gonna have to turn it on, aren't we? Yep. I hope we can use that wooden plank I picked up. Every part of this plant smelled old and rotted. Notice the old bulletin board on the wall. Where? This thing? Board contained yellowed clippings of newspaper cartoons and notices. There were notes to and from the guys that worked here. One of them was to Norman, who was one of the older guys on the line. But didn't tell me what it said to Norman. I wanted to know. Our old break table. They have dust and grime only made seeing this sting more. I went crazy because my plant closed. What's this? Power panel. Looked like it was shut off. Yep. Oh wait, what'd that do? Should I switch it again? Yes. There we go. Now it's gonna be annoying. Dirty work clothes and old boots. There was a photo of a woman taped to the inside, but it was scratched out. The face was unrecognizable. Here we go. Power panel. Yes. Oh, good. Didn't have to hit it again. shut tight. There's a rusty-looking card slot on the side. Well, if I find a rusty-looking card, I will be sure to come back. Or just forget and not come back. Let's see, there was no door on the other side. I really like the door sound effects. They're spooky. This was Norman. Norman! Someone had punched it. I don't remember him doing that when we worked there. Oh, Norman. Not the panel that I... something with power on. That turned on? Yep. A utility shelf crammed with mismatched tools and items. There was a claw hammer on the shelf. Did I... oh, no, duh. I noticed it wasn't as dusty as the rest of the tools on the shelf. I don't know how I'm carrying a claw hammer, too. Now I'm confused. Locker was a complete mess. Hidden at the bottom, though, was a magnetic card. Yes! Alright, now we can open that door. I hope it could help me get the power back on. Yep. Again. Switch! Wait, what? Oh, that was weird. Another panel that I hoped could help me get the power back on. Did I push the switch? Yes. Power panel still wasn't working. Okay, good. I think that was all the switches. We got the key card, so we can go in that one place. Train's coming. And this door is, of course. Oh! Import easily. After I had removed the blanks, I had left the hammer on the floor. We're gonna find out more stuff than somebody who didn't take the hammer. This was my locker up there in the factory. Stank of booze and a picture of Rachel on the inside. It looked like it had torn up. I thought I had taken that picture home when the factory closed. The floor was littered with old liquor bottles. I wondered if that man in the house had something to do with this. Sure had a lot of alcohol at his place. I mean, seriously, if that's the twist of the game, I'm sorry. That's cheaply done. So predictable. Alright, we're gonna go try that key card. Unless the key card I found seemed like it would pass through this reader. Oh, did I use the key card? Yes. There was some kind of ventilation hatch there. It looked like I could jump to the room below. My leg hurt enough as it was, but I couldn't see another option. Did I jump? Not yet. Jumped down that broken ladder before. Why did I do it now? Had to be another way. Oh, well, apparently that's the only thing in the room. So here we go. I know Johnny or William or... I don't know what I'm gonna name you. Ow. Oh man, my leg hurt like hell. Crumpled letter on the floor. It was scratched out. It's hard to make out. I tried to read the letter. Yes. Most of the letter was violently scratched out with what looked to be a ballpoint pen. All I could make out was need to. Just don't. Drinking. Need Norman. Who's Norman writing to? It wasn't Norman, you idiot. It was your letter. Room at the top of the plant with all the bottles. It was really getting to me. Maybe I was just distracted. Went up there and used that room. As I exited the factory, I didn't recognize where it led. It ached terribly. My leg was a mess. Crap, man. No! What about all the power oh, man. Well, didn't figure out what the power did. What was in that room? Oh, well. Boo, 60. I'm definitely breaking the speed limit here. Am I back in the woods? Who built all these chain link fences? Dumpster, another dumpster. Garbage bin was a disgusting mess of rotten roots. I saw thin greenish corners sticking out one of the tanks. Where's my driver's license? It looked damaged. Did I take it back? Of course. I cleaned the card off as best I could. It looked pretty beat up. I was amazed to have found my credit card, and now this. I tucked the card into my wallet next to my credit card. Alright, we're rounding out. Oh, hold on. Sounded like it was going to start raining again. Alright, so we're rounding out at 30 minutes here. Join me in the next video to see the rest of the game. Goodbye.